Ajmin, we just closed your first escrow as an investment property. How does it make you feel that we were able to secure this investment property off market? You didn't have to compete with any buyers out there. How did that make you feel?
Made me feel great. Going into buying my first property
Mhm,
with this market, I was always concerned about the housing shortages,
mhm,
high interest rates, high prices.
mhm,
So having the ability to buy property off market, not having other buyers overbid and just look at the property as a whole
mhm.
was really an awesome experience.
Beautiful. And how would you say we helped you analyze the numbers to see if it was a good investment for you or not? Like, tell me more about that.
Yeah. So when we first met prior,
Ooh,
we talked about what I want, what I'm
mhm.
looking for.
Correct.
And I really emphasized being cash flow positive on an investment.
Mhm,
And so whenever you brought this property up as an offer for me, you kind of brought up the how I'll be cash flow positive. And
mhm.
so when you broke that down for me,
Ooh.
it made a clear decision for me to execute on this property.
What would you say your experience was with working with me and my team?
Very professional, very prompt. Both you and Amanda were great when I was working with them.
Fantastic.
Yeah, she was like on top of with the texts or reminders.
Mhm,
Tell me all the minute things about buying your property. Like for example, she was reminding me to turn on the gas
mhm,
and electricity. That's
mhm.
something that you don't really think about when you're doing the entire escrow process.
Right.
So her and you were just very prompt. You also gave me a lot of good recommendations on people such as like a home inspector,
Mhm,
sewer inspector, even termites, like
mhm.
very good people you referred me to that even to now that they're working on it very promptly, and I'm very happy with the services and your recommendations.
Do you find value in me recommending my professionals in my network that's going to help you with the process of building ADUs and remodeling?
Very high value because as someone who works a lot, time is very valuable to me. So if when I trust you, I know you have good judgment. So the people you refer to me also, I'm assuming, have good judgment through your rapport.
Thank you.
So that also really helps me
Mhm.
with my decision making skills on who to hire for certain projects. That takes a big load off my shoulders. So that was a very seamless and great experience on that part as well.
What would you say is one of the biggest advantages of working with me and my team?
How your team always steps up when someone can't. For
Correct.
example, when you showed me this property initially,
Uh-huh.
you were out of town.
Correct.
And so I wanted to see the property really quick.
Mhm,
And Martin was in town. So Martin, even though he's not my agent, he's your partner, he
mhm.
stepped in and he showed me that property. And that was a very great attribute to have in an organization
Yeah.
within you guys,
Teamwork.
as well as whenever we in the process of closing escrow, we had a home inspection, sewer
Mhm,
inspection. I was out of town, and
mhm,
then you stepped in and you came onto the property to make sure everything
mhm.
goes smoothly. So those are the very big advantages that made me feel special and as a client, and I'm sure other clients will also feel special.
Thank you. Thank you. We always appreciate to go over and beyond our expectations ourselves.
I felt that.
Hey, Sharon, one last question. What would you say really surprised you in working with me?
How you thought out of the box, because when you initially sent me this listing,
Mhm,
I looked at my text and I said for rent. I'm like, Mike, could you mean to send this to me? This is for rent. And you went, call me. And when you told me how you saw this property that was for rent and you went above and beyond and thought outside the box and said, hey, this property might be a good fit for me,
mhm.
and you went and talked to the agent and talked to the seller and said the seller might be considering to sell if the price is right, and the
Right.
price was right, and you made that deal happen with your thinking outside the box, with your initiative, and that's something that really impressed me,
Thank
that
you.
I would not even
Yeah.
think initially that an agent would do.
I appreciate that. We always try to see if there's a deal to be made, connect people with one another, and create a win-win situation. In this case, it was a definitely win-win for you, for the seller, for my colleague, and myself. So it was a beautiful scenario.
And how did you like think of this idea of like calling an agent? Like what made you do that?
Well, I saw the property that was initially for rent, and I'm like, this is a great location. I've always wanted you to buy your first investment property. I'm like, this will make sense for you. And I just said, you know what, no harm, no foul. Let me call my colleague and see if they'll consider selling, and everything just panned out. So it was beautiful.
Thank you.